So brilliant. Today I am joined by the beautiful Clare Backley from Bellamore. And Bellamore is a mini bridal department store in Bexley, Heath. Yeah. And yeah, you're going to tell us all about that now. Thank you so much, Claire, for joining me today to have this chat. So
My complete pleasure. My complete pleasure.
So you've gone through our program, and boy, what a journey we've been on, Claire. I mean, it's incredible. So first of all, tell everybody, before you came into the program, really what was going on for you? I mean, why were you drawn to this program and to me and working with us?
Well, I think I got to a part in my career, having established business for 27 years, and family business. I felt very much alone. And people might think that that's quite strange because it's a family business. But the family and the team that I have around me are very different to me. So when I bounced my ideas off, I was feeling that they were going nowhere. And so the natural progression in the business wasn't taking the flow that I wanted. So we had a family chat and a meeting. And my sister and my mum, who I'm in business with as well, said, the emphasis, Claire, we can see that the business isn't growing to where we want it to go, and we'll put the trust in you to get us there. You've got, take the reins and you go for it. So that was brilliant for me, because in a way, I knew there was so much that I wanted to do, and I had so many ideas, and I've had the ideas over the years, and I just felt like I couldn't do anything with them because I wanted to support family. But then I felt very much on my own in the fact that when I've got these ideas, I had no one to bounce them off of. Would they work? So it was almost like, I think, the loss of confidence, because I didn't have that team around me where I could brainstorm and bounce these ideas, and I wasn't having that positivity back because the mindset was very different. That I was then a little scared, I suppose, and taking that sort of fear factor into things, that could I really do it? So I was doubting myself. So that's when I thought, I really need a mentor, but I knew I had to have the right mentor. So I'd seen a few different people, and I was like, no. And I'm a real people person. And I think divinely was sent to me this Facebook ad that you did, Heather. And I'm quite a spiritual sort of girl as well. I had a little red robin outside on my doorstep in the morning. Mm-hmm. I believe very much was my dad. He's in the spirit world, set up the family business. And I opened this ad, and there you were. And I just thought, I've got to book the call straight away. This lady, I feel I will really get on with. And we had that meeting, and here we are. Literally, I knew straight away that you were going to be my girl. You were going to be the person that I needed to just skyrocket me, give me that confidence. And yeah, I signed up straight away. I had no fear, no doubt. You and my girl.
Yeah, thank you. And it was so funny, because on that initial call, I don't know if you remember, but you'd mentioned about the robin, and then it was just so funny because my spirit animal that I really connect with is the robin. And so when you mentioned the robin, and I was like, oh my God, that's my favorite animal. It's like, oh my God, it was just instant kind of connection and rapport with us or whatever. But the great thing is that what I loved about you was that you obviously had everything kind of there going on for you, but it was just connecting these pieces, and
absolutely
just really giving you that support in terms of entrepreneurship, in terms of growing your business and the aspirations, and really stepping into a fuller, truer self of who you are and what your businesses were meant to do. And and so I gave a little sneaky peek there about businesses, because we'll come on to that, because that's really exciting, the development you had in the program. So you're based in Bexley, Heath. It's a bricks and mortar business. It's been going for a long time.
27 years now, yes.
Yeah, 27 years. You wanted that injection of kind of boom underneath it. And again, that support for you as the leader of the business to really kind of step forward and guide a team of people, connect with your ideal customers, and get your brand on point and everything. And I know that, in the program, obviously the big part of our program is the persona work that we do, because we really connect people at a very, very deep level with their true brand essence, that powerhouse of energy that is behind a business that is really going to drive it forwards. I mean, we're thinking like the Apple kind of Steve Jobs type of branding in terms of that energy that is behind a brand that steps it forward. And so the work that we were doing, I know I mean, how did you find the persona work, Claire?
I found it initially, I'll be completely honest with you, I thought, I don't need to do this.
Yeah.
And how wrong was I? 27 years, and you think, we've done it this way, that's who we are. I realised at the beginning that retail itself had changed. So I knew there was lots of room for growth and change, and I had those ideas. But when I started doing the persona work, I actually didn't realise the power behind it until I did it once, and then I did it again. And once I did it the second time, it just clicked. And the power behind doing that process, I use it every day now. I have it on my phone. So on my actual phone, there's my persona. Okay, so I can't forget about it. There's my Sophia, and I did a little mood board. So that's with me every day. That's how powerful that exercise was. And I'll be completely honest, initially, and I think it's probably because, you know, I've been doing what I've done for so many years, and you think you can't teach an old dog new tricks, maybe. I love learning, but initially I was like, well, what's the point of this? I don't really know where this is going. And now completely, I've got my persona, as in my brand persona, Sophia, and I can ask her all the time. Now that I know who she is, I can ask her all the time what's right for the company, so I don't feel alone anymore.
Yeah, and it's lovely you've expressed that honesty about, actually, when you introduced me to the persona work, Heather, I was like, what the hell? Because actually, because you're not alone. You're not alone. And anybody that will watch any more of these, you know, the testimonial videos from any of the other clients interviewed, there is a commonality between this, which is that kind of like okay, we're going to go. Some people are, they're just almost like, why would I ever need to know, you know, what house she lives in, or what clothes she wears, or, you know, anything like that. But then, as you said, as you work through this process, this step-by-step process that we take you through, everything starts to cement, because it's compound. We're building constantly on these massive firm foundations for a business, and you can't go far wrong, can you, Chloe? If you know your persona and what she stands for, and the values and the beliefs attached to that, the choices become easier, because it's like, okay, do we invest our money here, or do we invest our money here? And we had a prime example of this, didn't we, Claire, where you had to choose a wedding exhibition.
Absolutely.
So share that.
So we had this chat on the live course, which I loved joining in on a Tuesday morning. So I put them in my diary, and I made sure I tried to, you know, attend as many as possible. And I just shared with you. So a lot of the course as well was sharing my ideas with you, and knowing that you would give me the you know, a really credible answer, but not necessarily tell me. You'd made me about it for myself. You just literally dangle the little carrots of thoughts and the little seeds there. Because obviously you want me to do the work myself, and that's imperative. So I inundated with different shows. There's lots of different shows on the market for us to be able to represent and market our brand. And I'd been taking part in one in London, which is incredibly good. It gets a good footfall, but the price to actually exhibit there is probably 4 or 5 times, if not more, than the smaller local shows that were also sort of coming to me, asking me to, you know, have a really good prominent position. We want you to, you know, to be the people there. So it's all sounding very, very good. But when I actually came down to it, the persona work that I actually carried out made me decide, and it was the best thing that I did. I'd spent more money out, but the return on investment was amazing.
Yeah, so tell us about that exhibition, because you and I were actually in the same building at the same time, and we didn't realise it, did we? And we met up, and I saw your amazing stand, your exhibition stand, and you'd had like a previous sort of exhibit that hadn't gone as well. It still brought you customers, but this year, this one that you did based on listening to your persona and your brand
Yeah.
and really dialing everything in, so you were aligned with your ideal customers. What was the difference, Claire, in terms of bookings and people coming to you?
Well, the other show that we did do, I took on a local show that was meant to be one of the leading local shows. And I was just standing there amazed and watching the people going round, not necessarily judging them, but in a way I was looking, thinking, these aren't our customer personas, because obviously you make us do the brand persona, but also the customer personas as well. Who are our customers, and who are, going to, which of these personas are going to come into our store and buy from us, which is ultimately what we want. We don't want to be there as a glorified changing room, and providing the service that we do, and investing in all the stock that we do, to not get the money through the till at the end of the day. And it just resonated with me. I'd been doing all of this work, and I'm just standing there, and I was no surprise of how many, bookings that we didn't make at that show, because they weren't our right target audience. We had some come to the store, but the dresses weren't in their price bracket. They wanted to spend, maybe £1,000, and our dresses start at £1,200. So we could sell up, but you could just tell that the environment that we set and our persona of Bellamore wasn't for them. And so it resonated. I thought, my goodness, that exercise is so powerful. So that's what made the decision so easy when I did the London show, and I took 90 appointments in the first day, and at the moment they're still coming in. My diary is full. The orders are coming through, and it just made me so happy to think that those exercises are just so powerful for my business. And it really helped me make that decision. But if I hadn't have done it, I'd have probably done that show and done the other show, and then I booked that other show again, not realizing that yes, there were people and there was footfall, but were they my customers?
Yeah, and that's the big thing, Claire, isn't it? The fact is that it falls into the trap of the vanity marketing if we're not careful, in terms of, just because we've got thousands of people going to an exhibition, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's a great spend of your money, because if they ain't your target audience, it doesn't matter how many people. That's a vanity sales thing. So don't buy into it, folks. Honestly, isn't it? You can invest thousands of pounds in events and exhibitions, but if you don't really nail who your customer personas are, and whether the majority of them are going to be there, or even if they are there, it's attracting them like a magnet. Because your stand was just incredible magnet. I mean, when I was there, literally the women were just coming up, the brides to be, and the comments about it. And I know I'm biased. Of course I would be biased. I'm your mentor. But the fact was that when I looked around, I was so proud, Claire, because it was like, she's nailed it. She's nailed it. Because the other exhibitors were using such an old style of sales and marketing and positioning their exhibition stand, that it just, they were really struggling. I felt for them. Whereas yours was like a honeypot. I mean, literally the brides were coming up, and when I was there, you even had the sort of the event, the exhibition organizer.
That's right. Yes.
And say, oh my God, you're the best stand here. It was just so well done for that. That was brilliant. So that was the persona work, was brilliant. And then that brings us on, when we do the persona work, we then move you on to the powerful copywriting, because of course if you can't communicate to your audience, you're screwed basically. You might know who they are, but if you can't communicate to them, it's no good. How did you find the copywriting?
I knew you were going to ask me this. Again, very much the same. Now, obviously, I've had an established business. I did a lot of the marketing for the business over the years, and it was very much. I struggled. I really did struggle initially, because in my little Robin's just popped on in the garden.
There you go. Robin's on the call as well.
I struggled again, very much like the persona work. In my implanted in my subconscious mind was my old style of copywriting, and that's the thing. It's very much like an old style and a modern style. So things have changed. Things have progressed. So I mean, I absolutely loved doing it. And I'll let everybody into a little secret. pages and pages of, oh, screw the paper up, and I wasn't getting there, and I was getting frustrated.
Yeah.
Then I was like, no, I need to do my mindset work. I'll put my pen down. I'll do it tomorrow. It's not naturally flowing today. And again, and the old style would just keep coming into my mind.
Yeah.
And it was getting better. It's getting better. And obviously I was sharing some with you, and you were like, look, pointers, what about this? What about that? Have you thought about this? And I was like, right, now I'm getting it. It's sinking in. It's sinking in. And it wasn't until I actually, one evening, sat down with a bottle of wine with my friend and it just came. It was like, hey, presto, aha. And it's clicked, and now it's becoming far easier. It's something that ongoing I will need to sort of keep practicing, but yeah, I've loved it. I've absolutely loved it. But yeah, again, something that's very different. I didn't know, so I've learned so much from that particular chapter within the course.
Cool, that's wonderful. And of course, we helped you with align your like the brands, and they help you with the tweaking the website. The whole thing goes through. And I mean, quite honestly, you'd only just like scratched the surface of some of the stuff that we give within the program, and you obviously picked out what you needed in terms of where you are right now and where you wanted to go. But what I wanted to share was, obviously your confidence has grown hugely over the program. We do a lot of mindset work. We do the marketing, the messaging, and the mindset. The whole blooming thing comes in together, because all of those things don't work. Yeah. And so you really threw yourself into that work as well. And I commend you for that, Claire, because there was some stuff that you had to work on during the program, which wasn't necessarily business related, but was having an impact on your business. And we're not going to share that today, but it's just so that people understand that business is never in isolation. We have family lives, we have personal lives, we have health going on, we have relationships going on.
Life, isn't it? Yeah.
Absolutely, the whole blooming melting pot. And that's why we call it the Alchemy Programme, because it's about sort of getting all the great things into this melting pot, and something spectacular comes out. And one of the things that was just a real joy for me was not only helping you with your existing business, but let's talk about, because I go all goosebumpy when I talk about this, because we were on one of our Q&A. We have weekly Q&A calls with the clients, and it's the live training, and we're kind of on there and we're chatting away and you're sharing. And what happened, Claire? What happened?
So it's just sharing again. It's that missing part that I felt that I didn't have to progress my business forward, the mentor that you are, and those live calls, because I'd had these ideas. But the other thing that you've just mentioned is confidence. And I think as I was working through the program, as I had that connection with you, as I felt supported, my ideas started to come out, where I'd had them for so long. But I think it was just that, again, take that step, don't fear it. If you can only fear it, that's the biggest part, is dealing with fear sometimes, and making that vital step forward. And I had an idea of joining my years of being a personal trainer, because that's my other sideline, and my bridal business, because I knew the fact that most brides come in and they're not happy in their own skin. They don't want to walk down the aisle. They don't want to order a size 16. They want to order a size 12. And I'd been sitting on this idea for so long. And I, just happened to mention it on the program. And you were like, Claire, what are you telling me? And I said, well, I'd love to be able to combine the two. And, personal training, I'd love to, get me down the aisle on size. That's what I had in my head for all these years, like that was initially my thought. And I thought it was going to be very powerful to combine those two. We're very much a personal service at Bellamore anyway. And for being a personal trainer, again, I am. So on the journey with my brides, I will literally make sure, only me, but the staff, make sure they look supreme on their day. But going that one step further, we can help them feel supreme on the day, with that confidence that they not only have found that most amazing dress, but inside they feel so confident in wearing that dress. And so I shared that with you, and you were like, you're not going to sit on it anymore, Claire, are you?
I think I actually turned around, actually. I think it was a little bit more kind of, because anybody knows my style is I am a kick-ass coach. You know, I'm sorry, but you know, if you want to step up your game, you know, you need a powerful coach behind you to actually, when I see those diamonds sparkle, it's like, I'm sorry, but my mission on this planet is to empower and you know, is lift you up on the shoulders of a giant to kind of see where you can go. And I think on that call, I was like, what the hell are you doing? God, you're spitting on this, oh my God. And I think that the other women on the call as well, we were all like speechless, all our mouths kind of like, oh my God, she's got this idea, and it's just so incredible. So that's where BrideBFit was born, wasn't it?
Yes, and you helped me with that as well, because we were then thinking, oh, you know, what's it going to be? What's it going to be? And I think you were actually in the car.
I was driving in the car.
You're in the car,
and we were having like a.
I had this moment, and I'm like, I've got to phone Heather, and of course you answer because you're there to support. And I'm like, what do you think? And you were like, oh, I'm not so sure. And I'm like, da, da, da. And we were talking it through, and then all of a sudden it was like that another aha moment. BrideBFit, be bride. That's it, and that's where it came. So within a few days, the logo was made. I knew I wanted to incorporate the colours of the bridal store, so it's very much resonated with Bellamore. But we've gone for the darker versions of the personas, as in brand personas of Bellamore, and sort of linked it in. And it's taken off. And you have this ability to infuse confidence in people, and I think for me that's having that support. I know I can do it, and I think it's like anything in life, and it's like what I tell my clients: what about tomorrow? What about today? What about the present? What about putting those ideas? What about waking up tomorrow and then starting on that work? Because you put those ideas and have them in your head, if you actually put them on paper, or if you speak about them, or if you brainstorm, having that goal and having something to work to, because it's been in there for years. Maybe divine timing, it wasn't the right time, and now it is the right time. But I absolutely love the brand. It's taken off really well. We've already started the boot camps in store, and the brides are absolutely loving it. So
and this was within the program. So not only did you come into the program and we kind of like sorted out your existing kind of business, got you on track with that, and that's brilliant. You had a new brand born within the program that you've stepped up and kind of like, and you've had like film crews in and camp. You've been working on a TV program and kind of. Just share a little bit about that, because you've had TV crews in and following you like a fly on the wall thing or something, you know.
So not only was it the BrideBFit, but obviously the shop as well has increased. When you introduced me as a mini bridal department store. Bellamore was a bridal store before the program, and it was subtly changing into this mini bridal department store, because I knew I had to do something on the high street to be different. So we are the little mini bridal department store now, and then BrideBFit. So with the two of those elements together, a local, well, it's not necessarily local, they're actually global TV company, are very, very interested, and have actually come down and shot a pilot with me being the bridal guru and personal trainer. So they've shot a pilot and they want to release it as a at 8 o'clock screened, maybe Channel 4 ITV program. Who knows?
You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
So massive changes, massive successes, massive takeaways. The business is, I think the thing is with myself, it's growing that business. So I had an established business. A lot of people that are on the program, had new ideas and didn't have the established business. With me, a lot of my problems as well with the business was I had an established business with heritage.
Yes.
And it was very hard for me. With BrideBFit, it came very quickly. I didn't, it was there. With changing Bellamore and changing the the logo and updating it, I felt that was so much harder.
Yeah. Because
of the heritage that my mum and dad and the tradition through the family had set. So having to do that delicately, that everything has changed. It's exciting. It's exciting.
Yeah, and it's wonderful to watch. And yeah, you know, different businesses at different stages, you know, as you've just beautifully expressed, Claire, is that everybody has different different issues, different challenges, different
Yeah.
things that, you know, the business is as personal as your thumbprint, really. And it's about sort of making sure that it's not just creating a business, it's creating a lifestyle business, everything, so that you can run something that you're truly proud of and just infuses you with passion and excitement. You can jump out of bed in the morning and go, yeah, come on, let's take this on, you know, like the prize fighter almost. So it's just, I mean, it's been wonderful, Claire, to kind of watch you develop and go through this program, and all the wins that you've had are just spectacular to watch. I mean, increases in the number of people coming to you and orders coming in and new opportunities.
And the staff, I think, because my energy changed. I do my mindset work every day now. It's part of my life. So I've changed me through doing it. It's not just the business. I've changed from doing the program. That is structured into my life now. Giving myself time as well, and actually realizing that, you know, who I'm surrounded by makes a big difference as well to how I work and when I'm at my best. So, you know, I've invested in myself more, which has only enhanced the business. So because the staff are happier, they've got this buzz about them and this vibe, so everything is improving. We're doing a lovely live window. I wanted to do something very different, and again, we spoke about bringing some theatre into the shop, and from the show, as you said that we had a nice stand at the show, I've literally picked that stand up, and we've got a beautiful, lovely large window display at the shop. We're very fortunate to have a beautiful window display, and I've literally picked that up and put it into the store. And one of the main features actually of the show was one particular dress that we'd had in a very pretty ornate chair full of beautiful flowers, and we had the dress called Cinderella in the middle. And so I've hired a real life Cinderella, and so we're going to have a little bit of a live window, and we've called the press and got a nice school coming so that they can meet and greet Cinderella and have their picture taken. So that's happening in the next couple of weeks too. So there's lots of exciting things, and you know, I've got you to thank and the program to thank for that, because it really has given me that confidence to think outside the box. What do people want? You know, what do brides want? They want a memorable experience, so that's what I've got to give them. And it's just doing it. It's getting up and having those routines, and just not being fearful and stepping into it, owning it, knowing your personas. And if you do know your personas, not only your brand but your customers, it all links together beautifully.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Claire. So, you know, a message to anybody out there, perhaps a business that might be watching, this business owner who's a little bit tired and weary, and they've kind of been running their business for a long time, and they may be a bricks and mortar business on the high street. We know that a high street is kind of, it's always, hey, retail's always been kind of like a challenging ride. Believe me, a couple of stores in retail, but it's the fact that I think if you've been running a bricks and mortar store for a long time, things start to change. We know that the internet is there and online marketing and everything. That can be quite scary for people. You know, what would you say? And obviously that affects confidence levels and everything. So what message would you like to give to people, Claire, who might be out there watching this thinking, well, yeah, you know, I could do with that, but I'm a bit fearful about anything, this change, or, and what would a message be to them, Claire?
Well, if they're fearing like that at the moment, then something's not working. So, and that's where I felt, you know, the customers weren't coming through the door, the diary wasn't busy enough. If you stay doing what you're doing, it's not going to change. So you've got to do something different. And if it's fear, then maybe you do need that mentor to give you that confidence. You've probably got the ideas, you've just got to get going and put them into action, and be focused. I think it's a massively daunting part to a lot of people with the word change, and I know for a fact that is majority of the people I work with. They're fearful of change, So they'll get up and they're very much routine based, and it's just stepping out of that, because if you're not happy with what you've got, then something needs to change in order to reap those benefits. So people might think, oh, I don't want to spend that money, but if it's, again, that's something like you're investing to reap the benefits, you know. So sometimes you do have to spend out to benefit and reap the benefits and see those pound signs go up through the till. And it was the best investment, you know. Meeting you at the event as well was just like a blessing. But that day on, it was divinely sent, I do believe that. And yeah, I just knew that our connection was right. And I think I've also, the nice thing about you, Heather, is you are one hell of a clever lady, a smart lady, a smart cookie. But I've got a friend for life, I feel, in you. You are a very special lady as well. And I would say that I've not only found an incredible mentor, but a friend for life as well.
Thank you very much, Claire. And yeah, absolutely heartfelt back to you. And you know, the women that come into the program, all of them, every single one without exception, are very, very special individuals. And the bond is created because of our program is so powerful. It's not surface level stuff we deal with. We dig real kind of deep. Sometimes it gets a little uncomfortable, a little bit like you were saying about the copywriting stuff. Oh no, and there's a little bit of resistance. And it's the ability to stand strong and firm, and a level of honesty, so that you can actually connect with someone at their truth and say, come on, honey, you know, you can do this. It's almost that cheerleader role. We've
Absolutely.
got an incredible peer group as well, as you know. I mean, the live calls where we've got all the past and current kind of clients going through the program in this very special little private group that we have. And from that point of view, everybody's cheering each other on. And you know, the friendships that are made, not only do I get the opportunity to make incredible bonds and friendships, you know, with people in the program like yourself, Claire, but also the fact that you also get the opportunity to see other people grow, and that in turn lifts everything.
I have seen that massively in the program. A couple of individuals, I was like, wow, difference in that. Oh my God, you like literally takes you back.
Yeah, it takes your breath away.
Again, because of the trust, you know, they trust in you, and the confidence over the time. And you know, I'm sure a few of those, you know, thought to themselves, oh, I can't do this, I can't do it. But you wouldn't allow them to not doubt themselves. You know, they're on that program. There was a purpose for them to pick up that phone and to reach out to you. And I think that's the thing, you work on a personal level, and that's why I knew that would work for me. I could have done a distance learning course. I could have, you know, gone, you know, and done, you know, so many courses out there and so many coaches out there. But the fact that I connected with you on a personal level, I knew that you cared. And I think that's a big part for me. I could see that in you straight away, that you took on, a bit like me with my personal training. If I take on a client, their mission is my mission. You know, if they've got a goal, it's my goal. So I resonated with you straight away. And I think, you know, for anyone out there that's not happy with how their business is performing, who feels that they're not sure and they're struggling with how to move that forward, then taking on a mentor as you is absolutely fantastic.
And you got your dog in the background barking as well. It's fantastic. That's lovely. So Claire, thank you. I mean, obviously, like the future is so kind of rosy for you in terms of like what you're going to get up to. You've got the TV stuff going on. You've got the, you know, the BrideBFit stuff going on. You know, Bellamore going. I mean, the whole thing is just, you're rocking it. You're rocking it. And it's going to be an absolute pleasure to watch you develop and grow, and where this is going to take you on this beautiful journey. And it's just an honor and privilege to have served you for the time we've been together. And, you know, I'm so pleased that you know, as I said, all the clients, we have such friendship bonds that are built. It's like, you never leave. I don't boot you out at the end of the 12 months.
And that's, you know what, that is so lovely, because at times when I was building, you know, I was busy and I might have not been able to, you know, get that done, but I knew I could. But it was like, I was running the shop was there and it was busy, and then as I was doing a show I was busy off the back of it, but I had the structure there in the course, and I knew I had you, and I was still bouncing ideas off of you, and you were always there to answer. So I couldn't necessarily at times do the course in the structure and the order that it was set, because I had a business.
Yeah.
I was, got a family as well. I've got my personal clients, so I had to try and work it as best when all of a sudden I was putting these principles into place. The business just started to grow.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important to me that I still got that Bible as well. So I've got my Bible there, and I can go back to that and flick through and change things. And I was only reading it last week again as well, my mission statement at the beginning. It's fantastic. It's like having that like as my Bible now, and I can go back on it. It's like doing a business plan really at the beginning of starting a business, and so I call that my Bible now.
Your Bible business plan. And that's cool, because I'm a real life entrepreneur in terms of I don't go for these blimmin' paper-based blimmin' mission statements and business plans that you just put together and they gather the dust in a cabinet, don't they? They never see the light of day. So I want living, breathing, working kind of implementation. This is not just information. Information is everywhere.
No, you can buy a book and it just doesn't. It doesn't work for me. I that would go in and then I'd carry on. But the fact that you would set some deadlines as well was very good, because it makes you do it. You have to find the time then to do it, because you knew that we were on this journey together. So it's got to be done. And at times that was challenging, because I had everything to deal with, but I knew I had to do it. And and certain things are still in progress now. Like I said, I stopped on certain things with designing of the parts of the website and things like that, because I had to move on with other things, which is bringing the money through and the appointments going. And so progressively I will get there and carry on building, and then reevaluating, because it's got to change and progress and evolve. So.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Claire, for joining me today. Absolute pleasure. I wish you all the very, very best for you, your family, your business, and your new businesses that you're stepping into and growing, because you offer a lot of service and heart to what you do in every aspect. So I absolutely wish you the very, very best, and thank you for stepping up and doing the work and putting your trust in myself and my team. So thank you, Claire.
Thank you very much. I couldn't have done it without you, Heather. So whatever success I gain, and I know it's big. I've got big plans. You're at the heart of that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.